a war-scarred nation where Western domination is being shaken up by China. Beijing has gained major foothold in the oil-rich country in fields like energy and construction. Some even warned that these infrastructural projects would leave Baghdad in debt. So we tell you more about the Chinese dominance in Iraq in the next report.
Most of us associate Iraq with war and instability, a battleground between the West and Iran. But that also means opportunities. You see, Iraq has been at war for almost 2 decades. First, the United States invaded the country, and once the US left, the Islamic State emerged. Both these conflicts have ravaged the country. Now Iraq's #1 priority is rebuilding. How much money will that take? At least $88 billion. In the last decade, it was US who was involved. They called it nation building. But as they pull out of the country, another nation is now filling up the vacuum. China. China is expanding its presence in Iraq. Almost 44% of Iraqi crude is sold to China. It's an important supply line for Beijing. In return, Iraq gets massive investments. They call it the oil for construction deal. Beijing-Baghdad ties strengthened under former Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi. In 2019, he said Sino-Iraqi relations are ready for a quantum leap. Iraq is already the 3rd biggest exporter of oil to China. But officials are keen to secure Chinese investment. They need Chinese money to help rebuild the country. As for Beijing, it expects Iraq to play an important role in the Belt and Road Initiative. In fact, it calls Baghdad the 3rd most important BRI partner. Why? The first reason is oil reserves. Traditionally, Saudi Arabia has been the top supplier for China. But Beijing wants to diversify. Iraq has a lot more untapped reserves than Saudi Arabia. Baghdad is also desperate for foreign investments. This makes it easier for Beijing to negotiate with them. But the most important reason is a chance to displace the United States. Washington is slowly pivoting from West Asia to the Pacific. That leaves a political vacuum in the region. And needless to say, China is eager to fill it. Last year, Beijing struck new deals worth $10.5 billion.
The idea is now to include projects for the construction of roads, bridges and railroads, energy, oil and electricity, and also the health sector and ports. All these projects are being studied in order to determine their locations and needs in each governorate, and then they will be referred to Chinese companies under this agreement.
But while reconstruction is good, the problem is China's intentions. Even middle-income countries are falling into their debt trap. They are unable to repay Chinese loans. Many believe the infrastructure projects could leave Baghdad in debt. Many question how much of Iraq's oil is being mortgaged off to pay for Chinese investment. That's something we don't know the answer to. So Iraq must be wary of this. Yes, they need money for reconstruction, but they also need to preserve sovereignty and autonomy. West Asia Bureau, WION, World is One.